Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article is on the investors page of T-Mobile's. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So T-Mobile just got done presenting at the JB Morgan Global Technology, Media, and Communications Conference. Peter Osvaldik was presenting. And based on the recent information that's been going around about T-Mobile having to offer loyalty plans, combat some churn, this was an opportunity to signal to the market and the street that, hey, we are seeing some competition on the back end of the quarter, right? Brace for impact or whatnot. But that was simply not the case. In fact, they reconfirmed guidance and everything else for the year. So they must have some other plan to continue to grow at the pace that they have been, or the numbers aren't as bad as we are making it out to be potentially publicly, right? So what he did reconfirm several things. The beyond plans that are out, which used to be Go 5G Plus, Go 5G Next. Now I think it's Beyond More and Experience Beyond or something like along those lines, right? 60+% take rate, again, on the highest plans. They are still seeing new customers that are coming in, take the highest plans at a 60% take rate and plus 60% even said. So it's increasing. So he did reconfirm that. Also, he reconfirmed now today, or maybe this is news, 30% of the base is now on the premium plan of the entire base. So that's a big shift for T-Mobile. And he's saying that still that they have run rate at the clip that they're capturing new customers on the highest plan, right? Plus 60%. So that automatically will increase that 30% number and it will continue to go higher as we move through this year and then next year and beyond. One thing that he also mentioned, a big focus for 2025 from a network perspective, thousands of new sites. And that's kind of where he left it at. And this is before even the US Cellular deal when that closes. So they're continuing to improve the network at grand scale, right? Not just focused on the top 100 markets. They're continuing to move into the SMRA markets and the rural environment, right? Talking with a few people earlier this morning, the coverage for T-Mobile is improving tremendously. It's unlike ever seen before, just speaking from the perspective of T-Mobile. So they're continuing to improve in that department. He did mention the fiber deals. That's going to go great. It really is starting to sound like, listening to T-Mobile, that they're going to stick with a pure fiber play. The only problem with that is from a JV perspective, right? The JV players, and Peter Osvaldik even mentioned this. There's only a select few to choose from, right? That pool of the fiber players that they want to get in partnership with is limited. And when we're talking about something bigger, if they ever want to branch out into something bigger, right? Lumen is gone, right? That's going to very likely go to AT&T, right? Not yet a publicly official, but that's very likely to go to AT&T. So outside of that, there isn't anything bigger for them to get besides cable, right? So they would have to stick to the JV players and then maybe give, Lumos, as an example, since that deal has closed, a bigger infusion of cash to further scale the fiber, right? That's something that T-Mobile could look into in the future. Besides just getting into partnerships with other fiber players, they could organically scale the players, the companies that they are already in partnership with. And then, of course, once Metronet closes, that's another company that they could infuse cash into to further scale and grow homes passed with fiber to the prem. So that seems to be another big focus in business that T-Mobile is trying to get into. They don't really look at the fiber play from a convergence perspective. They keep saying convergence has been in the US for 5 years, and that 85% of consumers can choose home broadband and wireless from the same company. That's T-Mobile's spiel on that. AT&T views that totally different. But I think T-Mobile is positioning themselves with these fiber plays that if the market does shift to convergence, that T-Mobile is ready for that as well, if need be, right? I'll talk about the AT&T. AT&T also presented, but just to briefly throw that in here, AT&T does say they do acknowledge that the wireless market is saturated. So you have to be innovative and different to continue to grow. And AT&T's play is convergence. They see that to be the best possible outcome for them, and they like the fiber and the wireless play. And the reason it works for them is because they are the largest, by far, the largest scaled fiber competitor in the US. Jeff McElfresh was the one presenting. He doesn't like to brag much. He stated that during his presentation, but on the fiber play, he did say he will brag, and they are laying monthly the amount of fiber miles or fiber route, whatever, from all the way from New York to LA. That's how much fiber they're laying monthly. It's a lot. So that's something that he said the convergence works for them. T-Mobile is saying, it's really not that big of a deal, right? That's where T-Mobile's coming from. And Verizon also views convergence the same. Until that changes, they also said it's really a small percentage of their business. So some interesting things. Talk more about that in a longer video. But T-Mobile, 60+% take rate on the highest plans, which is interesting. They didn't signal a slowdown in their business during this conference. And the biggest 2025 focus for the network are thousands of new cell sites. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.